Race number 5 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 3 o'clock. It's the Seppelt, the Drives handicap, over 1,400 metres in replay. Let's go back in time to June and the Pinjarra win of Inspirational Girl.
Fashion forward swings into the stretch at the 300, in front of Rava, picking up very quickly though. Ducks back to the inside, and now Inspirational Girl is starting to really hit her straps, and she's coming quickly. Inspirational Girl comes into Rava, which had reached the lead with 100 to go, but it's all Inspirational Girl. She really switched on once she started to work through the gears, and Inspirational Girl was
scratched from a race a couple of weeks ago, having been a short price favourite in early markets. Has had a couple of trials since that win at Pinjarra. I elected to show you the race rather than the trials because in the race and both her maiden win and the Class 1 win, she showed a very good turn of foot to put pay to her opposition. Has drawn a horrible gate here. Gate number 15. After scratchings might come into 13 if the two emergencies don't get a run. I think due to the gate you'll get a reasonable price. It doesn't look the greatest of races. I think Inspirational Girl probably wins. It's just a question of whether you want to take the price from the gate. Goes on top from number 7 Rosebush. Now this horse gets gate number 1 here for Jared Nosky, who takes over from the claimer Chris Game. Has been running quite well, was beaten 7.5 lengths by Thistle Tessia. That's not terrible form, and then was only just touched off by Classic Pro last start. A horse I'm finding it hard to get a handle on is number 1 Inflation. Drops back to the 1,400, having raced over the 1,600 the last 2 starts. Chloe Has a Party gets gate number 8 here, should settle in a lovely position, and the form is certainly good enough. And then number 9, Ease a Gunslinger, will probably go around a little bit short for mine. Comes out of a Class 1, did it impressively beating Money Matters, but prior to that, had been beaten in several Class 1s. It's by Bullet Train, the relation to Frankel, albeit nowhere near as good. Top selection in race number 5 is number 10, Inspirational Girl, to beat 7 Rosebush, 1 Inflation, and 9 He's a Gunslinger. Race number 6 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 3:40. It's the Mrs Max Latrice Classic, a Group 3 race for the fillies and mares over the 1,800 metres in replay. Let's go back to the Starstruck Classic, and we're going to focus on Like a Butterfly.
150 to go. Snow Chino wobbled well away from the fence, but she's 3 in front of Ms Lecky. Like a Butterfly starting to run on, and so's Electric Light. Snow Chino in front with about 100 left to go from on the inside. Ms Lecky running on Electric Light. Like a Butterfly. Snow Chino's hanging on though desperately, and it's an all-the-way win. 6 of the 9 girls accepted for the Latrice Classic come out of the Starstruck. I thought that Like a Butterfly was probably the run of the race there. Finished second, was beaten a length by Snow Chino, gets a weight pull on that horse this time on Saturday. I think stepping up to 1,800 metres suits as well, and can certainly settle on the speed, even though Like the Butterfly has drawn one of the outside gates. I think deserves to be favoured here, but I think you'll probably find you'll get decent value. Goes on top from the aforementioned number 4 Snow Chino. No knock on her win in the Starstruck Classic, winning by a length that day. Was well supported, $4.60 in the market, was 3rd in the Jungle Dawn, 5th in the Jungle Mist. I just question whether Snow Chino will see out the 1,800 metres as well as Like a Butterfly. Number 2 is Ms Lecky. Everyone's got a horse they can't get a handle on. I've got a few, and Ms Lecky is certainly one of those. Was 3rd in the Starstruck, was beaten a length and a bit. I don't think he can turn the tables on Like a Butterfly, however. And then number 5, Midnight Sky, comes out of that Megazone race I mentioned earlier in the box seat. Not the greatest of form references, but I just simply can't back Perfect Jewel off what she did last start. I was going to give her one last chance. She finished last. They bring the blinkers off here, but I think that Midnight Sky might be the better of the Cerise and White. Top selection in race number 6 is number 3, Like a Butterfly, to beat 4 Snow Chino, 2 Ms Lecky, and 5 Midnight Sky. Race number 7 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 4:20. It's the Furphy Summer Scorcher, a listed sprint over 1,000 metres in replay. Let's have a look at the excitement machine we all know as Fabergino. Third at the top of the home straight. Flirtini popped out now, starting her run, and Stage Man further back, followed by River Dance at the 200, and Fabergino led by 2. Senorita Bonita battling away. Here comes Stage Man starting to thread his way through, and Flirtini, but Fabergino kicks. Fabergino, Stage Man, Flirtini, they hit it. It's Fabergino, a fabulous winner.
Fabergino is 5 from 5 first up, and the connections have stopped fighting her now. They're going to stick her to 1,000 metres and keep her as fresh as possible. She was dynamic in winning the Crawford Stakes on the 19th of October, beat Stageman, who wasn't too far away in the Winterbottom Stakes. It's drawn gate number 4 here, gets in just above the minimum on 54.5 kilos. I think she'll find the front, and I think she'll be winning this. I think she should be odds on. Goes on top. I think the main danger might be number 6, Essential Spice. Now, she's poorly rated for this race. She's rated 84 in a 90-plus handicap, so she's carrying more weight than she should, but it's hard to knock her form, and she was very good in beating Undisclosed last start with Chris Graham in the saddle. Her best is certainly good enough to give this a shake. She goes in for second. Number 10 is Undisclosed. This horse has been a revelation this campaign, previously pegged as a first-up specialist, has run really, really well all 4 starts here, gets gate number 2, and should be finishing off strongly in what will be a fast run race. And then number 1, The Celt, comes back from the Scahill Stakes. He won over the 1400 metres. I think he's probably as good over the 1000 as he is 1200 and 1400 metres, but he's got to carry a fair bit of weight here, and to give 4.5 kilos to Fabigino, given Fabigino's ability, I just don't think it's going to happen. Top selection in race number 7 is number 5, Fabigino, to beat 6, Essential Spice, 10, Undisclosed, and 1, The Celt. Race number 8 at Ascot on Saturday. We'll jump at 5 o'clock. It's the Tab Touch Perth Cup Group 2 over 2,400 metres in replay. Let's have a bit of nostalgia here. Let's go back to last season's edition of the race that was won by Star Exhibit.
About to stalk them though with the favourite Action. Here comes Action behind the Mississippi Delta. She looks to have had enough. Prize Catch, and now into the clear. Star Exhibit, 150 to go. Action reaches the lead. Star Exhibit starts to cut it down. Star Exhibit and Action. Star Exhibit does it again, I think, in the Cup. He does. Star Exhibit.
Star Exhibit will become the first galloper to win 3 editions of the Perth Cup if he was to salute on Saturday. And from a value perspective, I think he probably deserves to be a little bit shorter in the market and a bit closer to Mississippi Delta. I thought his run in the Ted Van Heem Stakes was every bit as good as Mississippi Delta, perhaps even a little bit better. He's 2 from 2 over course and distance. He loves this type of trip. I think he probably deserves to be around the $3.50 mark. Goes on top from Mississippi Delta, the number 7 here, William Pike, Grant and Alana Williams, Bob Peters. What's there not to like? 4th up on Saturday. He's got an excellent 4th up record, unbeaten at that time. I didn't love the run in the Van Heems compared to Star Exhibit, but she was very good in the Kingston Town. She was arguably better than Star Exhibit in that race. Can win without surprising. I think they're clearly the 2 on top selections. Number 12 is Spiritual Warrior. Comes out of the ATA Stakes last week. Beat Art Extreme by just under half a length. Gets a big weight drop here of 5.5 kilos. Doesn't look to be a great deal of speed in the race. Spiritual Warrior will be there or thereabouts. And then the aforementioned number 2, Art Extreme, second in the ATA Stakes, came out of those rating races prior to that. Looks like he might go all right over 2,400 metres. I do have a few queries. He goes in for 4th. Top selection in race number 8 is number 1, Star Exhibit, to beat 7, Mississippi Delta, 12, Spiritual Warrior, and 2, Art Extreme. Race number 9 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 5:40. It will be the Crown Perth Handicap over 1,200 metres in replay. Let's have a look at the latest trial of Pablo's Poem.
Belter leads. The immediate assailant is Saracino, coming out 3 horses wide. Pablo's Poem out wider on the track is Super Maxi. The last 2, Malarav and Metallic Bell, but Belter doing it well at the moment. Challenged now by the other grey in Pablo's Poem. In between those 2, we have Saracino, and 4th at the moment, Super Maxi. But Pablo's Poem goes up on the outside.
Wide open race to finish Tab Touch Perth Cup Day. I thought this would be around $5 the field, and my favourite was number 10, Pablo's Poem. He's had a long time off the track, 406 days. He's had a fair few issues, but he's drawn a nice gate here, and I didn't mind his trial in which he beat Belter. Prior to that, he trialled behind Vega Magic as well. Given the map here, I think that Pablo's Poem is going to get probably the best run of the favourites. He goes on top with minimal confidence. From number 11, Plutocracy, I thought was pretty good behind Essential Spice last time out. Was a beaten favourite, but I think that form will stack up here in the 72 plus grade up to 1,200 metres. And Peter Nucky rides, taken over from William Pike. Pikey, he rides number 4, Festival Miss. First up on Saturday, gets gate number 1. Not necessarily sure that's a major positive. Did win 3 starts ago, beating Cryptic Love over the 1,400 metres, and then went on to 2 soft surfaces behind Essential Spice and Mad Brad at Belmont. The trial was really good behind Don't Fuss. And then number 5, Guns of Navarone. Won 2 starts ago in this grade, albeit at 40 to 1, but that was the odds were wrong that day. Mankind has proven the form to be reasonable, if not absolutely outstanding. Last start was held him in the straight behind Flower of War at Pinjarra. Gate number 2 here, Guns of Navarone, certainly could go and win 2 out of 3. Top selection in race number 9 is number 10, Pablo's Poem, to be 11 Plutocracy, 4 Festival Miss and 5 Guns of Navarone. It's now time to nominate my best bets on the Ascot card. I think race number 2, number 4, Indian Pacific, as the race at his mercy, I think will start a lot shorter than the early markets I've seen. And in race number 7, number 5, Fabergino, I'd marked her at odds on as well. It's easy to stay up to date with everything that's happening at Perth Racing. You can log on to our website or you can follow us on one of our social media channels. Until next time, which is 2 weeks away, bye for now.